Alright, so Black Bag is about a couple, both of whom are spies, and they're able to comfortably live with one another despite their jobs, and part of the reason is that they use the words Black Bag when asking each other what job they're doing, as their trust in each other allows them to do their jobs without any interruption. However, their trust gets challenged once the husband is given a job where his wife is suspected of betraying the nation. I had pretty high expectations for this film. The trailer looked great, I quite like the director, and I really like both leading actors. Straight away, I want to say that my favorite part of the movie is that certain scenes between three couples go for a very long time, and it's so suspenseful and uncomfortable, and it just worked so well. And they build more tension and conflict between those three couples the further into the film we go. Honestly, anything to do with manipulation is my kind of bread and butter. There's a reason I love Death Note and Monsters so much, and this film has a lot of it. I'm a huge fan of mysteries, and this film definitely does that part right. The film and trailer makes it very clear that the wife is the #1 suspected culprit. So the viewer is constantly deciding whether she is or if it's too on the nose. And those opinions change throughout your experience. I found myself trying to piece the puzzle together as the story unfolded, and as more evidence was shown, I became a lot more engaged to try and figure everything out. And best of all, there's no action. Okay, listen, I like watching people's heads getting chopped off and getting thrown out of buildings as much as the next guy. However, I have to say how refreshing it is for a spy thriller to have no action whatsoever. It just really allowed myself to immerse myself into the film. Too often these days, movies get interrupted by an unnecessary action scene that, yeah, sure, it's entertaining, but often at the cost of better pacing. And so because there's no action, I felt very engaged into the film and mystery, especially because there was no interruptions. Both lead performances were really great as well. They have such unique chemistry with one another, and they never lied to each other, but that doesn't necessarily mean they always reveal everything to each other, causing second guessing from both the characters and from the audience. Even the side characters point out that this couple are just made for each other, which makes me want to find out more about what will happen to this couple. Michael Fassbender in particular plays a similar role in The Killer, so he just kept doing something he's good at. Hopefully he doesn't get typecast though, he's a really great actor. But speaking of performances, the rest of the cast were really great as well. They were all quite smart, so when they're together you can see that everyone's observing each other, which allows for some really fun character dynamics and dialogue. The dialogue specifically was really good. There were a couple of passive-aggressive yet calming moments that I actually found really funny. Although I definitely thought the film was a little slow despite its 90-minute runtime, especially the beginning for me. Like for example, there's a scene where Michael Fassbender goes fishing, and that's it. He just fucking sits there for several minutes just thinking about his plan. Also, this is a criticism that I never really point out, especially if the film has a low budget, and that is how the film looks. Okay, just tell me this movie doesn't look ugly. Even the trailer footage you guys are looking at right now shows that everything's a little bit blurry for some reason. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't look good. It looks like some amateur shit, even though it was done on purpose. They made certain scenes look like the budget was $1 million rather than $50 million. And there's a lot going on in the side plots of this movie. And truthfully, we don't get much information, and there is a reason for that. The focus of the film isn't the actual plan, rather it's the dynamic between the husband and wife. But in my opinion, they restricted too much information, and in order to dive deeper, I'm now going to talk about spoilers. So click off the video now if this movie interests you, and if you're enjoying the review so far, consider dropping a sub. I'm just around the corner of 500 subs. Now I get that it's the point to not know every plotline, especially because the main character doesn't even know about it. His goal is to simply figure out who the culprit is, but I felt they should have explained it more. So at the end of the film, it was revealed who the real culprit is. It felt like the villain had a genuine reason to do what he did, and he briefly explained it, and I was like, okay, well, I kind of understand where he's coming from. But then, oh, okay, I guess he's fucking dead now. So I felt nothing when he died, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I would have loved the scene where Fassbender had to choose between saving his wife and a man who was undeniably justified for what he did. And also, Pierce Brosnan's character, who by the way looks great for his age, suddenly turned into the villain as well. And once again, we never got much deeper into it. We never even find out what happened to him after Cate Blanchett confronts him. So yeah, there was simply not enough information revealed to the audience about what the fuck was actually happening. Maybe some of you guys like that. And don't get me wrong, I love movie endings where the viewer has their own interpretation of what happened. But in this case, they just left too many questions unanswered. Definitely still enjoyed the film though. I'll probably watch it in the future because it is 90 minutes after all, so it's quick and easy to watch. So I'll give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts of the movie in the comments below. I'd say it's probably my third favourite film of the year behind Mickey 17 and Nesha 2. And stay tuned for the next couple of days as I'll be talking about Invincible Season 3, which is really damn good by the way. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.